I think regardless of everything, there is so much to live for. Like, there's so much to see, there's so much to happen, and there's so much to experience. I feel like regardless of whether things are good or bad right now, there's still so much hope for life and even hope for today. Because tomorrow's not promised, but I don't know. I think lately I've been trying. I've been finding the positive about simply just living. No matter if I'm happy or if I am happy with myself, I'm just excited. That I'm just happy that I'm alive. I'm not the best version of myself right now, but I'm happy that I'm just living. I'm happy that I just exist. That I get to experience these feelings. I feel like sometimes we tend to take these negative feelings as, like negative feelings, which they are, and I say this a lot, but I'm very glad to just experience like good, bad, feeling mediocre. Like I am very glad to experience these things. You know, I feel like in life, I feel like we take these things for granted. I appreciate the small things now. That's one thing that I will tell about myself is that I now look back, I look now into the small things that, and I appreciate them more than I ever have. Just waking up. You know, I made a video maybe a couple of days ago saying that you have to be excited to literally do everything, even the boring things. And I said that, that even the boring things I'm excited to do now. And I feel like that's how you truly tend to love yourself and tend to love life in general. Because I have a very boring life, but the thing about a boring life is that you have to find what people quote unquote think is boring, and you have to make it fun. I don't go out that much, so I have to make things at home fun. That's how it is. And that's what I was saying. I said in the video that, I find excitement in everything now, like going to the gym, taking a shower, like doing these things, because that's how life is supposed to be lived. Life is not supposed to be lived by just off these big things and just being happy when big things happen, or truly loving yourself when you're happy. And I know that's how it's supposed to sound, but you're supposed to show up for yourself regardless of if things are going totally bad, regardless if things are going very well, regardless of if things are just meh. You have to show up for yourself. And I think the thing with life is that we only tend to show up for ourselves when we're happy, when things are going well, when we have people with us. But I feel like when we're alone and when we have nobody with us, I feel like we tend to turn away from ourselves and we sort of neglect ourselves, you know? Like we sort of we forget that, we have to show up for ourselves. The same way that when somebody that we love is in trouble, somebody that we're very close to is in trouble, the same way we would show up for them. I feel like we don't tend to use that for ourselves enough. And, you know, self-love is the best love. And there is no love better than self-love. And there is no love that is the way self-love is. I kind of just said the same thing for like 5 seconds and repeated it. But anyways, this is the thing with life. Appreciate everything. And there's so much to live for. So much.